investment in like electoral power. Like I'd say just because like I have like particular interests that maybe other people like in like the political ecosystem don't have.
Particular interest,
That
like
doesn't make it
CP.
weird. Like I'm pretty sure that like a functioning political ecosystem on the left would like include like a diversity of interests and actions, such as like
Okay.
a group of people over here like focusing on building.
I have done. I'm pretty sure I have done some weird stuff. Before planned debates before in order to like get that post nut clarity. Okay, let's see. Jerking off, eating food, going to the bathroom, getting coffee, getting a drink, having something to hold in my hand, jerking off and having something to hold in my hand at the same time. Listen, all right, there are some things you do to cool yourself off. Getting pizza, all right? But I guess the part that sucks is if you use it as an excuse to get out of situations, all right? Okay, it's one thing. It's for example, it's one thing to jerk yourself off before a debate in order to get that post nut clarity, okay? But it's another thing to use jerking off as an excuse in the middle of a debate in order to get out of a debate, okay? You get what I mean? It's the same thing with the cheese pizza strat, all right? But
on electoral power, and then a group of people over here maybe like focusing on trying to
why is this stream
convince
so damn horny? It's
people
not
on the other side of
horny.
the aisle that they're wrong, and then maybe like a third
I'm
group of
just using
people
an
focused on like
analogy.
educational content, and maybe like a fifth group of people focused on like building the left up by
I
seeking out
get
what's
what you're
wrong.
saying, but I think
I'm
it's
horny. Okay,
weird
TMI,
to
TMI.
focus on taking down people that are trying to build electoral power when we're meant to all be on the same side. That's what I think is weird. I don't think it's weird that you have different interests. That's fine. But when you're in the comment section of every single live trying to tear us down, that's the part that I think is weird.
Wait, when you say
Is that on
tear you
Kick?
down, you
Thank
mean
you.
like critique
Okay.
you?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
What do you mean by tear you down?
Well, in the way that do we have to go over the entire events of the last months, or
You're like talking about like all my critiques of you. Like no, I don't think that like that's weird. I mean, I think it's like totally fine for me to say that I worked with somebody.
Aww.
I really didn't enjoy working with them. Here's like a handful of things X, Y, and Z, which they did when I was working with them, that I didn't enjoy, that I thought were wrong. And like
You're
when
over
I
4K
addressed,
subs.
like,
Congrats,
accountability
thank
was
you.
not like
I appreciate
was
that.
not seen. So now I'm gonna like divest my interests. And like I hope that they're able to have success, but at the same time, I really hope that they could like kind of realize like, the wrong decision they've made, and maybe like take accountability and just recognize that they can make better decisions in the future. Like I don't think it's like weird for me to like do any of those things.
yeah, I think it's weird 2 months later that you're still like obsessed with.
I have a Gooner story to tell you guys, okay? But I've told this many times before of a time when I was in high school, all right? But I'll tell you guys after this.
Being in the comment section
Because I need to make this a segment, okay?
Claim that you moved on from.
You think it's weird that 2 months later I'm obsessed with being in the comment section? What do you mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because essentially, if we're all on the same side and we're all trying to build electoral power in whatever way that we're trying to do that, whether you're doing it through debates or there are people.
Hello, Belle. What? Oh my god. Did he give up or what's happening?
In like seemingly like the Unfuck America tour has now become like marginally less efficient. These like Ann's takeaways saying, well, let's no longer focus on like Stephen debating Trump supporters or maybe what the Unfuck America tour is about, and let's rather focus on the fact that Dean Withers is in the
Masterful gambit, good sir. I see that Sir Withers have indeed engaged in the cheese pizza strat, okay, used by Grandmaster Zingding Binger 50 years before your very tournament date, good sir. But here we see Stephen Bonelli II, Sir Destiny, here engaging with the New York Times strat, the New York Times strat developed by Bing Bong, done 35 years ago during the 37th Intercontinental Tournament.
comment section running from destiny.
Nästa fråga Mensa.
You think us hosting like 3 lives a week is me focusing purely on you? Girl, I do not think about you. I want you to know that. I genuinely, unless you comment in a live, I don't think about you.
Yikes!
Anne
no.
could have said it better myself. Z,
Oh,
go ahead and
no.
take what Anne said, but
Oh,
instead
no.
of it being Anne directed towards D,
I don't
make
think
it Dean
about
directed
you.
towards Z.
I don't understand what you're saying.
Renfrey.
All I'm asking, Dean, is honestly,
that one was easy.
honestly, Dean, though, I don't understand this like need to be in such opposition to what we're doing. Like, if you don't like it, that's fine. Just say, wait, who cares, right? Like, just move on.
Wait, what do you mean, like, such strong opposition? Dude, I voiced my concerns. I made it very clear where I sit. I made it very clear where I
Yeah,
think
you did.
sit.
You made it very, very
and
clear.
Then ever
So-
since then, I mean, you haven't seen me, like, with, like, fucking, like, pitchforks and, like, a 7-hour live every day.
No, I don't
like,
know
saying,
how to do it.
oh, the Unfuck America tour needs to go. Like, no, I voiced my concerns. I gave my critiques. And, like, honestly, at this point, I've kind of disengaged. However,
Oh
like,
my
I haven't,
God.
like, thereby, like, fallen from the positions that I've hold. And I don't know, like, you just kind of sound butthurt.
Disengaged?
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, I guess it's very clarifying to me that you said that you're not really here to build electoral power. So that's actually answered a lot of
Oh,
what
no.
my questions were, because I thought that you were.
Hot
So
as a
the
grifter.
fact that
Hot
you're not,
as a
okay, that's fine.
grifter.
Okay, now you're just
Hot
equivocating.
as a
So what I
grifter.
specifically said is I'm not relegating like most of my focus into building like a ground up foundation dedicated to like holding electoral power via like hiring
Oh my
like
God,
canvassers to
dude.
get out there and get individuals registered to vote. And then I went on to like give an explanation.
Bro,
of,
he's
like,
such a
the political
cock, dude.
ecosphere
Fuck him.
and how like my interests more so align with like A, educational content, and B, debate content insofar as informing individuals on the left and trying to get individuals to go from the right to the left. And like your takeaway from that is that, oh, I'm just not focused on electoral power at all. Like, what do you ultimately think that what I do amounts to? It amounts to more electoral power by convincing more
doesn't.
people of progressivism, right?
No.
Now, what I was just simply
Who the
stating
fuck are you
was that
convincing?
the method in which I
Are
am using
are
to
you
build more
getting people to
electoral
go
power
out there
on the
and
left
vote?
is not going to be identical to the method in which you're asking me if I think it's weird that
Yeah,
I'm not doing,
masquerading ally,
which is building up a
100%.
ground
Cloud
up
chaser.
foundation to like get people to get out
Cloud
there and
chaser,
vote,
actual
maybe, like,
fucking
the
cloud
That's
chaser,
not
dude.
all of
etc.
what building electoral power means. Dean.
Blah.
Okay, well that's not all of
Yikes.
what building electoral power means. Like
Yikes,
referring
yikes.
to
It
like,
also
SNAP
just
as
it
something
also
like
just
the American
means
tour.
building out an
Well,
infrastructure of people that want to support each other, like what the right.
Tent and cover maker. I would say 1890s, okay? Kidding. I'm pretty sure they didn't have
So
film back
well,
then.
we've had this conversation in private before. You did agree with me when we did have this
Yikes.
conversation.
I've agreed with you in private that we shouldn't tear down anybody on the left. I don't think
No,
so.
you agree. You agreed with no, not that. You agreed with me that the right does that very well. That they help each other to build electorally on
True,
the,
Charlie
throughout
Kirk.
their right media infrastructure.
Oh, that the right does that well? Oh,
Yes.
yeah, fuck yeah, the right does that well.
And the left
1860s?
doesn't, right? Like,
I would say that the right does it better than the left. However, I don't think that opens the door into essentially saying that the left just needs to, accept any action from any person at any point in time,
my God, I'm gonna
regardless of
get
what that
carpal
action
tunnel.
is. And I think that is a massive jump
Playing
that
time
you
has no
make
appearances,
that
that's
I
great.
don't support. And in fact,
get
I'd even
that.
argue they don't truly make that jump. Because if you truly made that jump of saying that the left is so like poor in the sense of building out electoral power and pulling people together, and the right is so good at it, therefore the left just needs to concede any and all, forms of like criticism, red lines, etc. Why are you criticizing me right now?
well, there's a way to do that behind closed doors, which is what I'm sure they do on the right all the time.
Wait, Z, we're not behind closed
True.
doors right now. You should stop
No.
criticizing me so we don't hurt the electoral power of the left.
I'm
Oh
not
my
criticizing you.
God.
Oh, you're not criticizing me?
Male feminist. Male feminist detected. Microaggression. 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 Hollywood
I
moon
like me
landing.
saying my opinion.
Based.
Okay, so the more followers you have, the less you should criticize.
Well, also, Dean, I
individuals
tried
and-
to have this conversation with you in private before you went on a live in front of 10,000 people saying that I should not. On a live in front of 10,000 people saying that I should.
Conversation with me in private, and then I went on the live. That sounds like a criticism to me.
I'm so sweaty,
That's the
dude.
truth.
Oh,
okay.
okay. So you're saying it's okay to criticize individuals insofar as
I'm so sweaty and
That's
easy,
what I'd say to
dude.
you.
You have no idea.
I don't know what you're saying at this point.
True.
I think you're lost in the sauce.
That was incredibly easy to track.
True.
You just said that it's okay to criticize people.
True.
as
Dean,
long as
I
it's a
never
criticism
openly
is true.
hold on. I never
what I told
openly
you.
criticized you until you
You know what would be the ultimate power move? Is telling Dean, hey, by the way, I don't think you're too well right now. I think you should probably lie down and rest. I think you should probably lie down and rest and, you know, take a break because you're not really making any sense right now or not really making any progression in this, you know, conversation. How about you just lie down and take a nap? All right? Because that's literally what men do to women all the time in relationships, right? Gaslighting, right? Oh, you're not feeling too well. Clearly, you're not making any sense. You're not feeling too well. You know, why don't you just take a nap? I would probably do something like that. I would unironically use male abuser tactics against Dean Withers, yeah.
I think hold on. I think it's completely dishonest because we went 5 months, thousands of videos from a bunch
So
of like
women
wrestling
do be like
creators
that?
openly going, you know, bonkers
Not
on
as
us.
much as
well,
men,
those
no.
of us didn't actually do much for
You have no
criticizing
idea.
you guys at all, or make counter videos, or do any of that stuff. Didn't leak a bunch of text. Did nothing. So to sit here and be like, oh, you can't criticize me
You
on
have
this
male
one
abuser
live.
tactics.
I think it's dishonest in comparison to the past 5 months. We're not saying necessarily that we can't criticize you on this live. We're just I guess highlighting the hypocrisy
No,
of,
Belle.
oh, you can't say that we can't criticize you on this live when the whole entire past 5 months has been extreme criticism.
Okay, so yeah, Mercedes, you're
I mean,
saying
half of
that
it
it's hypocritical for me to say that you guys can't criticize me on this live when I've been criticizing you guys before this live. Well, like Mercedes, that's kind of my point. Like the point of me saying that like Z can't criticize me, that's not gonna be from my perspective. That's gonna be from like y'all's perspective.
Yeah, but what
I think that you just implicitly agreed to this because you're saying that all the like criticism over the last 5 months has been terrible because we shouldn't be criticizing people on the left because we should be building more electoral power. But then here you are criticizing somebody on the left today, and seemingly you can't even deny my argument here because you called it hypocritical.
Yes,
You tried to take down an entire organization, and even after you did that, none of us made any negative videos about you.
Whoa, what, dude? Okay,
Wow.
I'm so sorry. I just saw something crazy in my text messages.
What do you think?
I just got a text. Apparently,
I think what you're saying
that
has nothing to
UZ
do
were
with what
defending
content
Ray Ray?
we're seeing this.
I was
right now,
not
okay?
defending Ray Ray. We can go over this whole thing.
No, I don't.
again.
I mean, listen.
And here we like, and this is what I mean, Dean, is like, you know, it's you're always looking for something to come at me about, and I'm not sure why. Because honestly, even after all of this, I still invite you to the tour. You are still more than welcome to
Yikes.
come and debate. You are still more than welcome to join us. Because
No, I
ultimately,
was just
what
reading
I
off the
want to
text.
do
Swear to God, I was
is
just
work
reading off the text.
together to build electoral power. But I don't think that that is your purpose here.
Oh
Yeah,
wait,
the purpose is
apparently
to
you
graft.
compared Ray Ray to me debating Nick Fuentes. I don't. That's just
What?
weird.
What?
I don't
First of
know.
all, I
This
think
is-
it's
this
just
is
like text about from
the info room. It's coming
yeah,
in from
this is
there.
the anonymous texter.
The anonymous texter. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's Parker, tell him I say hey, miss
No,
him.
it's
Hope
not,
he's
it's
doing
not.
well.
Listen. Anyways, I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna heat up my pizza and eat it. So the pizza's cold. I personally blame every single person on this panel.
What a tragedy. Right, for you consensually coming up here.
Yeah, Trump is still in office, and we're still trying to defeat MAGA locally. But go heat up your pizza.
People
but
are
listen,
dying.
Masterful gambit, good man. Masterful gambit! Masterful gambit! As you can see, Dean Withers used the cheese pizza strat, the CP strat. But this lady, she used the Uno reverse card strat, okay? Masterful gambit. Good lady.
I'll leave you guys with this. So,
The pizza
so
retreat.
as it relates to kind of what you just said,
The pizza's
you know,
raped.
like I will say this. You know, like if you guys go out, continue the tour. I hope it's successful. And when I say successful, what I mean is like I hope you're able to go out there and to convince as many individuals as possible that they shouldn't support Donald Trump. I hope that you're able to convince as many individuals as possible to register and vote for Democrats in the midterms in the next general election. The
Wow,
fact of the
thank
matter
you,
is,
Concern
this is
Troll.
something that you're doing, and I hope that you are as successful as possible as it relates to it. And I'd hope that anybody and everybody listening can agree. However, right, I feel like you failed to recognize that, you know, like there's critiques that are true. There's like really good reasons why maybe like it shouldn't be you that's doing this, and why there's other people that might.
Dean,
be
what are the
doing
good
better,
reasons? Because
et cetera.
still to this day, you still have not explained what the good reasons are. Especially the day after that live, you literally told me that that person that's
Okay, Belle, any more schizo comments in the chat? That has nothing to do with the topic at hand. Oh, you're annoying me, okay? You're annoying me, alright? Any more, and I'm gonna time you out for like a day, okay? Chill. Those are your last warnings, okay?
started it is just a chronic
Jesus.
online agitator that
Enough.
does this to everybody, including yourself. So what exactly is such a big problem with me running the tour? I don't understand.
Okay, what you just said was like completely fucking false, by the way.
Dean, I have a text message. Don't make me show it.
No, you've already showed it. You've already posted it everywhere.
Next time,
It's
do
a
it
public-
over. I mean, you told me most of this over the phone. But
I don't even know why like you're fucking lying right now. So you have a
Dean,
text message.
I have-
and yes, you
I
are.
have the message.
Yeah, and what's the date of the message?
Dean is
I
related
can
to
show
Bill
you.
Withers? No.
Like, I can actually
It's like fucking
text it to you if you
3
want to see.
weeks. It's like fucking 3 weeks
told me,
before
Dean,
you went
you
up on
told
Geek's
me.
Live. Don't interrupt me. Please don't interrupt me. Please don't interrupt me. It's like fucking 3 weeks before you went up on Geeks Live and did what you did, and then everything else transpired. And
Dean,
then
I never was
fucking-
on
okay,
any
okay,
other
okay.
live. What are you
Great,
talking
great.
about?
Great.
I was
Bell, I don't stream specifically for you, okay? If you find the topic boring, you can just click off and watch another stream, okay? I'm sure Mal Live is streaming, and I'm sure Queenman is still streaming, okay? And I'm sure you can also check out J-Stealth, okay? If the topic is not like interesting enough for you, then you know I don't stream specifically for you. I stream for the community, okay? Jesus, I stream for Foodshops watchers, all right? They're here for me, not just the topic.
never on any other live, so I don't know.
Okay,
if
just let me know when I can finish.
You're streaming
Yes,
me? Yes,
you
I stream
specifically
for
were on the
Rat,
live
Yes, just where you're at.
where Tashika had joined, and then she said that she had no issue calling for my death, and then went on a fucking rant about how I'm like,
Time me out for an hour, please. What, do you like need to work or what? Sure, I'll time you out for an hour. Thank you so much though for the $2. I appreciate that. I can only time you out for 30 minutes or 24 hours. I'm not joking. I'll time you out for 30 minutes, okay?
the worst person ever.
just
That's the individual.
Thank
that I was
you.
calling, like, this
Thank you for
crazy
$2
agitator,
again.
Agreed.
Because she
Time
literally
me out
wants
for
to
an
agitate
hour,
individuals into
please.
thinking that it's okay for me to die.
Yes,
Uh,
agreed.
and you're trying to misrepresent
time
that
me out?
text.
I
That was
won't.
like 3
I won't.
weeks before you went on
You're
Geeks
fine.
Live, as me calling like Geek and everybody else involved in like the original critique
Everybody
of
else
the
is
tour
Dean, we
cool,
didn't
okay?
even
chronically online
meet.
agitators.
Dean, we didn't even meet 3 weeks before the tour, so that's
So
not
what
true.
was it, like
I
2
was
weeks?
only on one live. It was that live. Tashika was on that live, and you were referring to Tashika. So if you know that she's an online agitator, and you sent that to me warning me that she's an online agitator, why is that grounds for me not running the tour?
Wait, I'm confused. Wait. I'm confused of what you're saying. Are you saying that like I think that you shouldn't run the tour because of Tashika?
Yeah, you said that I shouldn't run the tour because of microaggressions, because of that live. But you also said in the same breath in that live that she's an online agitator.
Okay, wait. So first and foremost, there's about a billion other reasons why I don't think that you're a good fit leader.
Dean, what are you
That's
talking
just
about?
one.
I talked to you. Hold
Okay.
on. I talked to you on the
Well,
tour
I
like
don't
three
like the- I
times,
don't
and
like the
every single
reaction.
time we had a conversation was all good times. We hugged before you left. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
I did
I'm
not
so
fucking-
confused.
Who is speaking? I think that's Z. Yeah. I think that's Z that is criticizing Dean Withers right now. Because Dean Withers is one of the people that have basically disavowed Z, right? Everyone was basically dogpiling on Z for nothing, right? Allegedly, basically Z, I mean, like, admittedly, it is kind of a stupid mistake for her to do, right? What Z did was that she joined a panel full of black women who were criticizing the tour, even though they were not a part of the tour. Something that she shouldn't feel the need to debate, right? But because she's such a normie, right? I think any normie would want to defend themselves when they're organizing something. So obviously she feels some type of way about it. So when she was debating these black women, she basically got accused of doing microaggressions. And ever since that happened, people have just tried to dig up more and more stuff on Z in order to dogpile her, like look into her past or whatever, right? And then Dean Withers, even though he was completely okay with Z before, I think at some point Dean Withers just also disavowed her and said, yeah, you know what, she's not a good organizer or leader for the tour, all right? And yeah, now Z is basically confronting him and going like, hey, by the way, then what's all this, right? I thought we just parted amicably if you don't want to be a part of the tour anymore, right? Like, fuck.
I did not hug you before I left. I don't even know why
Yes,
you
you
lied about it.
did. You literally
you-
did.
you were-
I hugged
you were
both
lying
and
about
Parker.
this
I dropped
just
both
like-
of you guys off at the airport.
You were lying about this just like you lied about the prior thing that you said in relation
Dean,
to the text
what are
message
you
I sent
talk-
you.
what are
referring
you
to individuals.
talking
Like, I don't
about? I
know
talked
like
to
what
you
is like
3 or
driving
4
you to simply
times.
lie about these things.
How we lied about
Dean, I talked to you 3 or 4 times on the tour, and none of those times was was ever a bad conversation.
Right. Now, okay. So now we're getting into something that is true. So appreciate you for hopping off the hill that you were trying to die on, lying about me. I don't even know why you lied about
I
that.
literally
Anyways,
hugged you guys before you left and everything was fine.
The
There was
pizza
no
tree
issue
is
at all.
crazy.
I have
In
no
fact, I was in
clue.
communication with you guys when we came back from the tour and there was no issue at
I've
all.
literally like no clue why you lie about that. But
I
anyways,
was
as it
talking to
relates
Parker about him going to California to follow Charlie on the next
as it
stop.
relates as
Pizza
it relates
retreat.
to like good conversation on the tour. You know what? Honestly, man, I've already addressed that. I'm gonna go eat my pizza. You guys have a good rest of your night. I'll say this like one last time. I'll repeat it.
It's just so funny, Dean, because you have nothing to say. I was great working with you. I have no problem with you. I think you're
Okay.
good. I
All
think
right,
you're
yeah.
good at
Oh,
what you
yeah.
do.
Dude, come on, TikTok. Really? Oh my god.
30 minutes ago to eat dinner, and now his fucking girlfriend
Dean, nobody's
voluntarily
racist.
took the pizza, heated up, and put it on a plate in front of him just because I want to eat dinner with my girlfriend.
Well,
Okay.
you have free will.
All right, fine.
Come on.
All right, fine. Okay, I have nothing to say. Okay, here's what I have to say.
This
I'll
is
go ahead
peak,
and open
true.
my mouth and respond. So
This
then
is
it's not
actually
like, oh,
peak.
Dean's a runner and whatnot.
Oh
So
my
you said
God.
that, on the tour, I was able to like
Oh my
speak
God,
to you
I hate Dean
professionally and have
Withers,
good
dude.
conversation. Of course, I'm going to uphold some standard of professionalism on these events. This is already something that I've talked about online. This is already something that I've addressed on my live.
He sounds
And
so
you're now
whiny,
acting as
yeah.
if I've no valid
Bro.
critiques of you or why you should be a leader of an organization like this. There's plenty valid critiques of you, apart from the ones
He's a
in
little
which are
cutie
popular.
pie though. Why?
The ones in which are less popular is a fact. But you try
I
to
mean,
fucking
sure,
send an
he's-
NDA out to everybody
like
on the
freshly
tour,
18.
preventing them with
Dean,
working
you
with other
and
people on the tour
Parker-
3 years later. And then when I told everybody to not sign that NDA, you then called me and you blew up on me, screaming at me just
I
because
did not
told people
He's
scream.
not
crashing
to
out.
sign
He's
it.
crashing
You
out right
absolutely
now.
did.
He's crashing
Just
out.
because I told people
He's
to not
crashing
sign
out.
an NDA that would sign away their
He's
rights
actually
to work
just
with other
crashing
creators
out.
for 3 years. Like
That's
that's
actually
like a perfect
not-
other
First of
reason,
all,
honestly.
Dean, you signed an NDA. You
Yeah.
signed the same NDA that we sent to everybody else.
Oh, that's not true. No.
Yeah, no, it's literally it's the exact
Wait a
same.
second, wait.
Readable?
That was
What?
just real
Razzle,
quick,
why
that
would
was a
you
big
say
thing.
that? That's
There's
weird.
an NDA that was being signed that would restrict people
Stop
from working with
sexualizing
other people
Dean.
for 3 years.
Yeah, no, that's
You can call him a
not
twink though.
true.
I think that's fine.
Why would we do that?
That was
Like these
the
are all
fourth
people that are
section of the
independent
NDA.
contractors. They're creators. Like
Wait,
why?
make the NDA public then. Make it public.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
It was section 4 of the NDA. I mean, like that's like, come on, like anybody on the trip could make it public as well.
No, what it did say was that other creators couldn't talk badly about other creators on the tour. That's true.
There's particularly a section that prevented creators from working unto one another, and it wasn't even 3 years; it was 7.
No, that's just
Wait,
not.
what you're talking about would be unenforceable, probably in every state in the U.S., but definitely, at least in California, where a lot of people are. That would be, first of all, that's not even an NDA
Nice.
at that point. That's like an employment contract. Non-disparagement clauses, I think, are fairly common when it comes to signing things with companies. They usually don't want you disparaging them afterwards. But something that would restrict employment for 3 or 7 years after, that would be insane.
Yeah, that is insane.
and also
isn't it?
it's a
that's why I told people not to sign it because
Well,
it is
Dean,
insane.
also-
Well, it's
the
insane
NDA
such that, like, I can, without having seen any of this, and no offense to anybody else, I'm not saying my reputation of these people here, like knowing these people well, I just don't think anybody would send an NDA like that out. That's not even an NDA. That's like an employment clause. Even without knowing anybody here or vouching for them, there's no shot that there was an NDA sent out that would have restricted employment for 7 years. I don't believe that. There's no way
Yeah,
that's
and
Oh,
also
no.
like there were
Well,
people
feel free
that
to make
messaged.
it
There were
public.
people that messaged.
Oh no,
us
Dean
saying,
knows
"Hey,
nothing.
Can you change this clause or that clause?" And we just changed it, and they signed it, and it was fine. Like
I
there was
don't
no.
I don't even like know. I don't even know how this started. So all this started from Anne saying, "Oh, Dean is running from Destiny." So then I come up here, I turn on my camera, I show you my pizza, and I was like, "No, I'm not running. I'm just eating my pizza." Then I was gonna drop after
Not
that.
this
Next thing I
CP
know,
strat
the
is
pizza's
crazy.
gone, all the bags are packed, even though I just spent a decent
I think you should
amount of
just
money
kill us
dinner.
on the spot for that. I think,
Dude, the CP strat is
And the
crazy.
next thing I know, I'm already on this live for like another fucking like 30, 40 minutes. Even though like I tried to set like 3 red lines saying I'll answer this one last question, then I'm gonna go.
So Dean, let's just make a truce, and you can move on. You can enjoy your pizza.
No truce,
We
no
all shake hands
truce.
and we agree that
No
we're here
truce.
to stop
No
Trump
truce.
and we're good.
Wait, my position's not gonna shift. Like I already said, like I hope you guys are successful because you're already doing it. You know, go out there, get people registered. But like I mean, I don't think that like you're like qualified to
Oh my God.
Dean, I've been working on a
But I like how like she's trying, dude. She doesn't, dude. Dean Withers doesn't deserve the handshaking. Okay, Dean Withers unironically doesn't deserve the fucking truce. Okay, like he doesn't deserve to have a truce handed to him, right? Like the fact that she's even doing this in the first place is an act of massive kindness, right? Because in a way, like because by the way, Dean Withers looks horrible. He looks horrible in this situation, right? like, if he takes the easy way out by shaking hands with her, like he is able to get out of it. Like he is legitimately able to get out of it because he looks horrible. So the fact that he doesn't even take it and he's just like continuing to say, yeah, I don't think you're qualified for this. It's like, bro, you look horrible. Like, I'm sorry. You're past your prime now. You're crashing out. Your career's burning, okay? Except for like fucking teenage girls, you know, who are into you. You've been looking horrible the last 6 months. Yeah, he has not been able to get out of it. It's been brought up and litigated when he's the worst position later. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, we've also seen him talk with the fucking God, who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Um the conservative girl. The fucking conservative girl who he crashed out over, you know?
Electoral
Yeah.
politics since 2010. What makes me not
Yeah,
qualified
yeah,
for my
and
position?
Donald Trump's been
Ayla?
working in
No,
real
no,
estate
not
since the
Ayla.
70s. What the fuck?
What?
But what makes me not qualified for the job?
Sure, I mean, all the critiques, the long list of critiques that I have
What?
here. If you'd like, I could send them in an email, but I'm gonna go eat my pizza now.
Oh, okay, enjoy.
Okay.
Wild.
You guys have a lot of meta conversations on here. Is that normal?
Not
So
really.
stupid.
I
So
feel like when I
stupid.
listen to
Waste
all
of
you guys,
time.
not just maybe different platforms, but I feel like on TikTok, I feel like
Waste of
80%
time.
of the talking I hear is like talking about the talking. I feel like there's a lot of meta conversations. Holy.
Yeah, literally pizza tactics.
It's
Oh
got a
my
great
god.
name.
The
Cringe.
funniest thing is him calling you unqualified, but then like when the tour originally blew up, they also said they were going to continue the tour and find another organizer, and it's like 5 months later, and that just hasn't happened.
Yeah, I don't know. That was wild. Well, at least we've made a truce.
Good stuff.
Have you?
He wants us
I
to
don't
be
think that was a
successful. I'll
truce.
take it.
Yeah, that's
Sorry,
the
sorry,
best
that
we're
was
gonna
not
get
a
out of
truce.
Dean.
That was not a truce, okay?
Okay.
All right. Well, hey, listen, I have to sleep. Okay, not sleep, but I have work.
Is this better? Is that on topic? Yeah, sure, it's better. But like you don't have to look for my validation. It's fine, okay? Not like life isn't just about searching for validation from Foodshops. Okay, fuck.
I
I
have to
don't know
do
what
it
else to
this late,
say.
and I'm already past my time, so I love you guys. I'll do the debate with that one person at a future time. Okay.
Yeah, you're.
Thank you for having me.
Steven. Thank you.
Yeah. Have fun. Be careful. Bye.
Bye.
Wow.
I feel so crazy. I feel like Dean said he had to leave like 7 times, and he's like, "I have one more thing I have to say, and then I'll be right back." Or I have
Should
one
we
more thing I
sing
have to say, and then I
validation?
gotta go, and then one more
Sure,
thing I have to
why
say,
not?
and then one more thing I have to say. Like, holy shit. Jesus. Okay. I love you guys. Have fun. Be careful. Don't die. Stay safe.
That was peak. I mean, it wasn't. Fuck. Do you know what I want? I want like a 2-hour debate. Okay, I want a 2-hour debate between Dean and Destiny. That's all I
For
want.
your pizza
Okay?
fund strategy.
Thank you so much, Harisa. Thank you so much for the $10. Okay.